Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my Happy Hanukkah.
For a couple of hours out of the whole year, we are the people that we always hoped we would be.
When you look at that, isn't that glorious? It's indescribably beautiful.
Oh, Christmas tree, 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 oh, Christmas tree.
Careful of the icy patch!
'Tis the season to be merry.
Well, that's my name.
You're listening to the 30-something Movie Podcast. Classic movies, 30 years in the making. Hello and welcome. You are listening to the 30-something Movie Podcast. This is going to be our last episode of 2018. I almost forgot what year it was for a second. 2018, episode number 220. We're going to talk a little bit about Aquaman. It's going to be a quick episode. It's going to be me and the kids. With the holiday time, it was going to be kind of tough to get everybody to go see the movie and then get all the guys together. So the kids and I went to go see it, so we're going to be talking about it this time. So very, very quickly, we spoil the movies we talk about. We're going to spoil Aquaman. We're going to talk all about it. If you have not yet left us an iTunes review, please go ahead and do that. We do appreciate it. It would be the best Christmas gift you could give us, even though Christmas is already over by now. But that is a way for other people to find out about the show, and it's just a way for us to know how you feel we are doing. Also, visit our website, 30podcast.com. That's a great way to find out more about the show, to see what kind of stuff is coming up. Sometimes we'll put up things you can vote on. Give us suggestions on what you'd like to hear on the show, what other movies you'd like to hear about. That's a great place to find out more about the show, is 30podcast.com. Very, very quickly, in terms of like new movie news, things like that, the only thing I've got, and I'll just mention it real fast, is the Hellboy trailer came out, and I completely forgot that they were doing a new version of this movie, forgot that David Harbour was going to be the person playing Hellboy, and I think it looks wonderful. I plan on going to see it when it comes out. I enjoyed the Ron Perlman Hellboy movies, but this one looks like a lot of fun. Actually looks like more fun than the old Ron Perlman movies, so I am excited to see it. It reminds me very much of the comics, and so I will be there watching this when it comes out. All right, very quickly, we're going to jump into This Week in 1988. This will be our final one, so next time it'll be This Week in 89. But our final one this time, on December 31st, 1988, was The Fog Bowl. This one's particularly appropriate for us since we live in Chicago. Chicago Bears versus Philadelphia Eagles NFC divisional playoff game on December 31st, 1988. A fog rolls over Soldier Field during the second quarter, and visibility is down to 15 to 20 yards. The Bears end up winning the game 20-12. Top song this week was Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison. The top book was The Sands of Time, and the top movie was Rain Man. All right, I'm going to bring the kids in here, and we're going to get on to talking about Aquaman. Hello, children.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so first I have John Ezra.
Yep.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you too much about it because there's a
should
new
talk about
thing.
Aquaman.
We do have to talk about Aquaman, but there's a new thing that we've added to the podcast since the last time you guys were on, where I asked my co-hosts 5 questions.
Okay.
And one of my 5 questions has to do with how your Christmas was.
So it's like a simplified round 3.
Kind of. If you
For
listen.
anyone who
Are you
knows.
trying to advertise other podcasts
No,
on my
I'm
show?
just saying it's like round 3.
Round 3 podcast.
Except
What is
just like
round
simplified.
It's a different podcast where they answer 3 questions.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not advertising for them.
You were. You mentioned them on the show, so you're advertising for them.
Okay,
But we like
know.
their podcast, so that's
Well,
okay.
True. It's fine.
Okay. Hi, Norah.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
How was your Christmas?
Great.
Good. Are you ready to talk about Aquaman?
Yeah.
We're very short on our answers.
Well, Aquaman, we have a lot to talk to.
All right.
about Aquaman.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get this show on the road.
Trying to get this show on the road. Is that what you're
You're
doing?
like the director? No, Dad.
Okay. Apparently Nora is now the host of the 30-something movie podcast.
Okay, we're done, guys. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
She's not even 30.
I'm only 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8's not 30.
Okay, all right, let's talk a little bit about Aquaman. The Aquaman movie was released on the 21st of December, 2018, rated PG-13, with a runtime of 2 hours and 23 minutes, directed by James Wan, who also did Saw, Insidious, and The Conjuring. Producers were Rob Cowan and Peter Safran. And then let's see, some of the other writers we had were David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, it's a very long name, who did the screenplay. He also did Orphan and The Walking Dead. Will Beal, who did the screenplay and story, also did the Castle TV series. Jeff Johns did a whole bunch of the DC TV shows and is a DC Comics writer. James Wan, the director, also did the story. He's also done Saw Insidious Chapter 2. Mort Weisinger was the creator of Aquaman, who died in 1978. He did a lot of the Superman TV shows. And then Paul Norris was another creator of Aquaman, who died in 2007. He pretty much created Aquaman. And that was his one thing that he did. Cinematography done by Don Burgess. He also did Forrest Gump and the 2002 Spider-Man movie. Music was done by Rupert Gregson Williams, who did Hotel Rwanda and Wonder Woman. The budget for this one is 160 to 200 million. And as of, I think, yesterday or a couple days ago when I looked this up, Aquaman was sitting at 488.2 million for the box office. For Flick Metrics, the scores that some of the different websites give, if we average those out, Rotten Tomatoes Tomato Meter gives it a 68. The audience rating for Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 87. IMDb gives it a 78. Letterboxd gives it a 67. Metascore gives it a 53. Starring Jason Momoa as Arthur Curry. He was in Game of Thrones, Conan the Barbarian, the 2011 version, and Justice League. Amber Heard played Mara. She was in Pineapple Express and Zombieland. Willem Dafoe played Vulko. He was in The Last Temptation of Christ and Spider-Man. Patrick Wilson plays King Orm. He was in Watchmen and Insidious. Nicole Kidman played Atlanta. Did I say Atlanta? Yeah. Not the city in Georgia. Atlanta. She was in Moulin Rouge and Cold Mountain. Dolph Lundgren played King Nereus. He was in Rocky IV and Masters of the Universe. I'm going to mess this name up, but I'm going to really try. Yahya Abdul Mateen II played Manta. He was in The Get Down and The Greatest Showman. And Tamura Morrison played Tom Curry. He was in Star Wars Episodes 2 and 3 and the movie Vertical Limit. Here is the trailer, and we will be back in just a moment.
My father was a lighthouse keeper. My mother was a queen. But life is a way of bringing people together.
We could unite our worlds one day.
Check it out. Arthur is talking to the fish.
They made me what I am. Permission to come aboard.
I've been looking for you. Your half-brother, King Orm, is about to declare war upon the surface world.
The only way to stop this war is for you to take your rightful place as king.
Trust me, I am no king.
You do your best thinking when you're not thinking at all.
That was the worst pep talk ever.
Might want to strap in. Welcome home.
My brother has come from the surface to challenge me for the throne.
I call it an ass whooping. I'm no leader. I came because I had no choice. I came to save my home and the people that I love.
You think you're unworthy to lead because you're of two different worlds. But that is exactly why you are worthy.
That was awesome.
The war is coming to the surface. And I'm bringing the wrath of the seven seas with me.
We're here. What are you doing? Wait. You should have a parachute. Redheads, you gotta love them.
Okay, so just initial, how'd you like it?
I think it's really good. Like, when we came out of the movie theater, at least, like you said, like, how do you rate this from I think it's like Marvel movies, or yeah,
DC.
DC. And I put that like third. I think it was like I did. What did I do? Batman vs Superman, or no? I went Man of Steel. I tied Aquaman with Batman vs Superman, And I think I did that because the special effects and, like, everything they did, it was so good. You can't really tell, like, you couldn't tell any time if it was real acting or CGI.
Okay, for Aquaman, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aquaman.
All right. So this one, you said you rank this one as like tied for number 2?
Yeah.
In your DC movies?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've seen all the DC movies except for Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Okay.
Should I watch it?
Yeah,
No.
it's okay.
I mean, I don't really...
It's probably, in my opinion, it's the worst of the DC movies.
Yeah, like, hearing about it, I really don't want to see, like, Harley Quinn, Joker all be in a movie.
I love
like,
Harley
okay,
I know you
she's
do.
a bad guy, though, and, like,
She's
there's
sometimes
no...
a good
Well, she
girl.
was probably the best part of that movie.
Probably.
She is sometimes a good person. Like in that Lego set I got for Christmas, she was a good guy.
Right.
Yeah, but, so, it's like, I know nothing about the movie, but if it's only bad guys, like, it's not really as much fun to see, like, good guys then.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? Kind of like...
Well, that's the idea of Suicide Squad, is it's all bad guys that are
Yeah, like, that's kind of
being
boring,
forced,
for me, at least.
being forced to do something good.
Like, I want to see a movie where it's good versus evil.
Okay. Well, it's people versus evil.
Yeah, but, like, not really like that. Like, I want to see, like, a Superman versus, like,
Okay.
someone more like
Okay.
that.
All right. Nora, what about just overall the Aquaman movie? How did you feel when you saw the movie, and then as we were leaving the theater, like, what was your big idea of how you felt about it?
I think if I rated it from
out of 10,
0 out of 100, I would give it a 97.
Okay.
Why so specific, I may ask?
Well, because, like, the one thing that was weird was, like, how did that little lady when, what was her name? Mara jump from the ceiling. How did she not get a heart attack? Because someone just crashed through her roof. How would she not get a heart attack?
Well, I mean...
Oh, you mean when they were running through the buildings?
Yeah, how would you not get a heart attack?
I don't know.
Well, maybe it's something they experience in their normal everyday life.
Yeah, that's not everyday life.
And it's a movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So, but overall, Aquaman you really liked?
Yes.
Okay. All
And
right.
when we were coming out of the theater, when you asked us, like, what was a favorite from, like, how would you rate this in your DC movie thing? I would have said it was, like, maybe tied with second with Man of Steel.
Okay.
Have you seen Man of Steel?
Is Wonder Woman still your favorite?
Wait, which one's Man of Steel?
I don't think you've seen Man of
No.
Steel. Man of Steel
No.
is just Superman.
Yeah.
Wait,
haven't seen
no.
Batman or
You've
Superman?
seen Justice League and Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yeah.
Justice League, that was the one.
Okay, so
Okay, I can't remember.
tied for second with Justice League.
Yes, and first is Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Because that was, like, the best movie I have ever seen. Well,
A lot of people did like it.
The really, like, best movie that I've ever seen is probably Elf, but that's not in the genre right now.
Is that just because we watched it this morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Well, so real quickly, let's kind of run through a little bit of the Aquaman movie itself. This is a movie that kind of tells how Aquaman got to be born and how Aquaman got to be Aquaman, which we did not get in Justice League. The only other movie that Aquaman is in Justice League, and we don't really find out much about how he got to be Aquaman. So this movie is where we find all that out, and we find out about his mother and why is he half human and half Atlantean, and all that stuff. So in this movie, we kind of get from the very beginning, it's supposed to be set in 1985 at the beginning of the movie, and his mother, you can tell she kind of escaped. You know, she was probably fighting and trying to escape from Atlantis, and she kind of washes up on the shore, and a lighthouse keeper finds her and brings her in and is going to try to nurse her back to health, and she's a little scared at first and a little nervous.
And then they fall in love.
And they kind of fall in love too. And the most awkward part of the movie that you did not like, Nora, was when she first wakes up and she's very, very hungry.
It's gross.
Yeah.
And then she eats that fish. It's disgusting.
She grabs the goldfish out of the aquarium.
Well, I mean, think about it like this way. You're a human. You somehow get transported to, let's say, Mars, where there's Martians. Martians wake you up. and they have pet burgers. Would you eat it
I don't
if
like
you're hungry?
burgers.
That would be weird.
Well,
to
no,
have
like
I don't like burgers.
pet burgers.
Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Okay, so anyway.
Well, I get what you're saying.
Okay, I get
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're trying to say. Just I don't know why you'd have a pet burger, but that's okay.
You're weird.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was the weirdest part. And then,
Yeah,
well, then it was kind of funny when he said, I made you some eggs, but just as long as you don't eat my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the dog was very cute too.
I would have cried if they ate the dog.
Yeah, that would have been kind of sad. Okay. So we get all that stuff. We kind of find out that over time, Vulko, the one that was kind of like the assistant to King Orm, that he has been training Arthur as he was a boy, when he was a little boy, and then when he was a teenager, he's been kind of training him in how to fight. And the people of Atlantis don't really know that, or at least King Orm doesn't know that, and they are not happy when they find out that he's been helping Aquaman. And so then most of the movie takes place about a year after what would have happened in Justice League, because a couple of times they mention what happened in Justice League. They mentioned what happened in Justice League, and so we know that that's been a little while in the past. So this is something that it's not like back in time. This is after Justice League takes place. And so what we kind of find out is that King Orm is Aquaman's brother, and that he kind of wants to take over and not just be the king of Atlantis. He wants to be, do you remember what the name was for?
Ocean Master.
Ocean Master. If you're not just the king of Atlantis, but you rule all of the 7 underwater kingdoms, you are the Ocean Master. And once you are the Ocean Master, you're in charge of everything.
I feel like that's a job Norah wants to do.
Yeah.
You want to be the Ocean Master?
I mean, I want to be a diver too.
That's true. That's why you really like this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that scene when he was a little boy and he was at the aquarium and the kids were picking on him and the shark.
I would love to do that with
other fish kind of came to his defense.
You would be scared though. Think about it. Like a shark is banging against the glass cracks. You're standing in front of it. Would you be scared?
That could be a little creepy.
Yeah, because what if the glass breaks, all the water comes in, and you die? The
Well,
shark eats your guts, and
Okay,
But if
we're
you're-
not that. Okay.
Hold on though. But if you are Arthur and you can talk to the shark, then you kind of know what the shark's thinking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So we kind of get a point where Mera keeps showing up and keeps telling Arthur that he should be the king, because otherwise Orm is just trying to figure out how to start a war between the people who live on land and the people who live under the ocean, right? We have that one scene at the beginning with the submarine, and that's how it kind of creates the bad guy Black Manta, right?
But then what you did say before, a little minute ago, where it takes place a year after, not all of it does. I'd say the start of it probably takes place 30 years before Justice League, but then...
Right, that's what we were
because,
saying,
like,
that some of those are
yeah.
flashbacks, and then most of the movie
Most of
takes
the
place
movie is, yeah.
a year after Justice League happened. So, okay, so King Orm wants to become the Ocean Master, and he's trying to get all of the kingdoms to kind of go on his side so they can start a war against the people living on the land, right? And they do that. They kind of bring together some of the different kings. They have King Nereus, who we find out is Mera's father. Yeah, and he was the one that was kind of helping out. He kind of wanted a war too, I think.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Who is Arthur's real dad?
His real dad was the lighthouse keeper.
Yeah.
The one from the beginning of the movie.
Because...
But, like, I thought that Mera was related to him or something.
No. In the comic books, so spoiler for anybody who hasn't read the comic books, in the comic books, Mera and Arthur are married. Or at least they used to be. That's his queen.
Now that you've
Queen Mera.
heard the spoiler, please read the comics so you...
Well, right, now that we've ruined it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
Okay. We find out, too, that Arthur has grown up kind of thinking that maybe his mom was executed.
Yes.
That she was killed when she went back. And, well, Orm tells him that his mother was executed for the crime of having fallen in love with a human and having a half human, half Atlantean baby.
Then what happens is Arthur thinks it is all his fault. He stops kind of being Aquaman for a bit until he eventually finds out spoiler alert, his mom is still alive.
When he goes on that quest to find the trident,
Yes.
to try to find the original king's trident, he ends up finding. He goes through some of the different kingdoms, and then when they go through the trench, you were not a big fan of the trench part because they were kind of creepy.
They were super creepy.
Yeah.
They were like,
They were like
movie.
They were like zombie fishmen.
Yeah, like when
Like a Jurassic Park of
me and John
Weird fish.
used to play like alien games, like when where you shoot the aliens at an arcade or something.
Yeah.
And they kind of look like underwater
versions of them.
aliens.
I kind of thought of them as like brainwashed Jurassic Park fish.
Okay. Could be like that.
I think it's like that.
So funny.
Okay.
I know I'm wrong.
Yeah, you maybe are.
Okay. So he goes into those kingdoms and he goes kind of down through the trench. And then when he gets through the trench, then they end up in what was called the Hidden Sea. I think that was one of the last kingdoms. And then he goes through there, and that's where he finds his mom, right? That she's been stuck there for 20 years. And then he also finds, he and Mara end up down there, and she kind of rescues them a little bit. And we find that this hidden sea is like at the center of the earth, and there's still dinosaurs there and all kinds of other crazy creatures. And then he finds out that he's got to go behind this waterfall kind of thing, and that takes him into an area underwater where he'd have to get to where the king's body is, the original king, and that his trident is there, and that trident would give him the power to be the king of the ocean, to be the king of Atlantis, right? So he's got to go in there. But then the other thing is, once he gets in there, he has to fight something, right?
It's like a massive eel type thing. Like an eel
Are you falling
dragon.
asleep here on the podcast?
Whoa, it's not that boring.
I'm
is it?
tired.
Okay, all right. So you've got this like giant, what was it called? The Carathan?
Yeah.
I think it was. Carathan, I think, was the giant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to look and see really quickly. Let's see if I have it here. So the Carathan, the giant beast, was voiced by the actress who did the voice, was Julie Andrews, who was the actress who did The Sound of Music. You know, the main woman in The Sound of Music, and I think she was she the original Mary Poppins?
I have no idea who
she
you're
was the
talking
original.
about, so I have no
I think she was the original Mary Poppins in
Probably.
the old Mary Poppins movie. I think she played Mary Poppins. I don't remember. But yeah, so like a famous singer and a famous actress. She's been in a lot of different stuff. But yeah, so he's got to defeat that giant creature, and that was the creature that even the original king was afraid of. Yeah. So he goes down there, and they start to kind of have a battle, and then he kind of almost doesn't even have to fight the creature.
Yeah, because he has the mind.
Right. He has the power to speak to the undersea creatures. And when the creature's like, whoa, wait a minute, you can understand me?
Yeah.
Then the creature's like, well, then I'll cut you some slack here, and I'll give you a chance to get that trident. And if you can get the trident, then good for you. If you don't get it, I'm going to eat you.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
Because everyone wants to do that.
That's a life threat.
Well, she was hungry. So,
They
did
don't
he
get much people.
Did he get the trident?
Yeah.
He did. And then when he walks back out of the waterfall, what happened to him?
He
He
rocks
has-
out in that old suit.
Rocking out the old school
Yeah.
orange and green Aquaman suit.
I like that better than the new one.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the new one.
Yeah,
the other
'cause it
one
has,
was
like,
Justice League, and it was just him and his tattoos, and
Yeah.
So
I want-
so now he has the official Aquaman suit, and he's ready to go fight. And then they have that big, huge battle at the end. You had like battle sharks and battle seahorses and battle whales and all kinds of craziness.
That's what you get down in the ocean.
That's what you get down in the ocean.
It's like that really dark part where you can't see anything. There's
As a
just, like,
great person once said, "Darling, it's wetter down where it's down. Nah, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me."
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Okay. This is not the Little Mermaid podcast. That's in like maybe later this next year.
Actually?
I think so. I think Little Mermaid is 1989. I'll have to look at it again, but that'll be one of our podcasts this next year. So, Little Mermaid is itchy, or your new sweater is itchy?
I'm itchy.
Okay, all right. Well, you're falling asleep and you're itchy, and I'm sure the listening audience.
I have the measles.
You have the measles and the gash rash and purple bumps. Is that?
Yeah.
You've been reading too much Shel Silverstein?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a podcast
Okay.
about Shel Silverstein.
I guess so.
You
can't even say it.
Done with this.
Shel Silverstein.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you. And then they have a huge battle at the end, and I mean, we've already said spoiler alert, and we've already spoiled a whole bunch of things, but obviously Aquaman wins.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go see the movie now.
Go see the movie now. It's really good. But very quickly, okay, so Nora, I'm going to ask you, what was your favorite scene in the whole movie? If you had to pick one scene in the whole movie that was your favorite, what's your favorite?
Okay, that's pretty hard. I would say that my favorite scene is... Well, my favorite scene...
Do you need a minute to think about it?
I can go.
My favorite scene is probably when, like, the Mara makes the dolphins swim in the little fountain thing.
Oh yeah, when they're
The
in
fish and the-
when they're in Sicily.
Yeah.
And she shows that to the little girl in the fountain.
Yep.
That was kind of cool. Okay, John Ezra, what was yours?
I don't know if it would be my complete favorite, but at least one of the more funny parts is when, like, they're in the pub bar place kind of thing with Aquaman with his dad.
Oh yeah.
And like and then it just shows to like where the stereotype of like a mean tough gang kind of.
Oh
They
yeah,
come
those guys
and-
come up. They're like, "Are
yeah.
you the aqua guy or aqua whatever they said? You
And so-
fish guy?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aquaman is thinking he was gonna have to go into a fight. His dad's just like, I'll have to fight. Like, what's going on? And then they start like taking selfies.
Yeah, and he has a pink cell phone. So like
Yeah. So
Aquaman walks up to
can we take a
him.
picture with you?
Aquaman walks up to him and he's like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Can we take a selfie?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he pulls out a pink cell phone. It's like a really bright pink.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I think maybe my favorite scene maybe is the fight at the very end. That was kind of cool. I did like that one where Orm and Aquaman are fighting each other. That was pretty good. Okay, so I think that is going to do it for our talk about Aquaman. Should the people listening to this go see Aquaman?
Definitely, yes.
Definitely go see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And you thought that it was a movie that children could go see? I mean,
Well, there's a couple bad words,
There are.
but yes.
okay. For the most part, it's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you are 8.
I'm 8 and I
Yes.
can see.
And John is
11.
11. And you both went to go see it with me.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So,
You like tricked us. Yeah, you
didn't
like,
even know
why
you
are
were
you pulling me to the AMC? And I'm like, I'm not pulling you. And then we got Skittles and awesome things.
yeah, you didn't even know you were going to see a movie. Yeah. Tricky.
And then you were like, we're not shopping for mom.
Because no one likes mom. No,
That's not true.
It's
Why
not
would you
true
say
at all.
that?
I'm a mean person. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Of course you are.
I know.
So,
That hurts me.
all right. Well, I think it's about time for our 5 questions.
He asks each traveler 5 questions.
It's impossible to answer.
Impossible because you don't know the answer.
Nobody could answer that question.
You've got to ask yourself one question.
What are you asking me for? I don't know.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
5 questions. Now, you guys have not done 5 questions before, and I'm not going to give you the same kind of timer that I usually give the other people, because sometimes the adults talk a little longer than we should. But usually we do about 30 seconds. But as long as you keep your answers fairly short, like don't tell me like a half-hour story for each answer, right? Okay, so 5 questions. You get a little bit of time to give me the answer to each one. Some of them might be related to the Aquaman movie. Some of them might be very loosely related to the Aquaman movie. And some of them might just be related to this time of year.
Okay.
So Okay. All right. So 5 questions. Question number 1, Nora, you can go first. Okay. What is your favorite animal to go see at an aquarium?
I would say, because I think it's just pretty cute, is a sea turtle or an alligator.
Okay. And we saw some animals because we went to the aquarium on your birthday.
Yeah, when we went to the Shed Aquarium, I liked to see the alligators and the turtles.
Okay. All right. Okay, John, what's your favorite animal to see at the aquarium?
I'm not really sure too much, but I mean, can I do something that's not at an aquarium? Or like,
maybe.
Could I? Okay, I would do like dolphins because they're just cute.
Okay, I think my answer is going to be, I might go with the sharks. Sharks are kind of fun. Mm-hmm, although the dolphins, it is fun to watch them. Ooh, you know what? No, I liked the beluga whales.
Oh, baby beluga in the deep blue sea.
Is this like a real song?
Yes, Baby Beluga in the Deep Blue Sea. Yes, it's a real song.
Actually?
Yeah.
Baby beluga in the deep blue sea.
Who sings it? Is it Rafi that sings it? Yeah.
Wait, how does everyone know this stuff?
Baby beluga in the deep blue sea.
I don't know this.
Because we know things.
So wild and you swim so free. You know, that one.
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Well, if you could talk to fish, so question number 2, if you could talk to fish, what would you ask them to do? John, you can go first.
Cool. I would probably ask them what it would be like to live in a fishbowl, because like I always think it would be like prison for them. So I don't know, like I would ask them like, what is it nice to live in a fishbowl because you get fed and you don't like worry about other animals eating you?
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
Because I get flushed down the toilet at the end.
Well, when they die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Nora. If you could talk to a fish, what would you ask them to do?
I would ask them to maybe crack the glass of the aquarium.
You would do
so
what
that
Aquaman
people
did?
Get scared.
Well, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not exactly just that, but I think it would be cool to like touch a big, huge shark.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. I would ask a whale if it could take me for a ride.
No, yeah. A shark and a dolphin for me too.
Okay. All right. That'd be kind of fun. Mm-hmm. Although I'm not a very good swimmer, so
me neither.
It would have to like help me out if I fell off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. If you could live in one of the underwater kingdoms shown in the Aquaman movie, which one of those would you choose, Nora?
I would probably choose I would maybe choose Atlantis, the Hidden Sea, the Bribe, or
the Brine?
The Brine.
Where like the crab people were?
Maybe the Trench if there hadn't been so many creepy
well, that's kind of the whole thing of the Trench is it's creepy and dark.
Well, yeah, then cancel out the Trench.
Okay. Okay. John.
Okay, my turn. I would probably have to go with the Hidden Sea, because like dinosaurs, it'd be like cool to like be able to like just look at them. Like looking at them would be a like really fun experience probably. And even though like
as long as you don't get eaten.
Yeah, but like the Arthur's mom, did she get eaten?
No, but
I
mean she
for
probably
20 years.
Right. She probably had to fight a lot.
Well, she didn't.
She had like that armor that she made.
Well, that's a trench. Like she did it to look like one of the trench people.
Well, it might have been the armor that she used to stay alive in the Hidden Sea part too.
Oh, true. Yeah.
She seemed kind of tough though. I think she could probably handle herself.
Easily.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd scream and run away.
Okay. I would probably choose Atlantis. Atlantis seemed like the nicest one of them, and it had like all the technology and all kinds of fun stuff, and so I think I would choose Atlantis. Yeah, me too. Atlantis seemed pretty safe with those giant cannons too. Yeah. I don't think too many people are messing with Atlantis.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now these next two are not related to the Aquaman movie. What was your favorite thing you got for Christmas? John, why don't you go first on this one? What's your favorite thing you got this Christmas?
I'd probably have to say the Turtle Beach headphones.
Okay, because you like to play games and you like to stream a little bit on Twitch.
Yeah.
Do you want to share with the people listening if any of them are Twitchers? Is that
why not?
Is it called a Twitcher? If you watch Twitch?
I don't know.
Because it's like aren't you like a YouTuber if you...
Yeah, but I don't know.
Do you Twitch a lot if you...
I don't know. It's like...
You're a Twitcher? You got a little bit of a Twitch there going there?
No, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So if anybody uses Twitch, what's your screen name?
It's Blind Watchdog, no uppercase on the B or W, and then 007, no spaces in anything.
Okay, Blind Watchdog 007.
Yes.
Okay.
007.
Right.
I mean, you say it 007, but like people may spell out double.
People who know James Bond know what 007 is.
Yeah, but what if someone doesn't?
Well, then they should figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Turtle Beach headphones, those are your favorite?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Nora, what was your favorite thing you got for Christmas?
I think mine maybe was what was it? It was a rock collection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorting it upstairs.
That's true. You do you like rocks and geology and things like that.
Geology.
So. Mm-hmm. So you were sorting all those and labeling them?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Pretty cool.
There we go. Okay. My favorites, I liked all the things I got, but I did get the 6-movie Rocky Blu-ray set. So, I have no idea what Rocky is. Right. It's boxing. We'll watch it sometime. Okay. That, and I got an Amazon gift card so I can just kind of get whatever I want. Mm-hmm. That's kind of fun too. Whatever. So, all right, last one. What is your favorite movie we watched this year? We saw some movies in the theater. We saw some movies at home. Some of the movies for the podcast you watched. Like, we watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit at the beginning of the year. And
I think some of my favorite ones is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wonder Woman...
Wonder Woman might have been last year.
Oh, whatever, but I don't.
Or a couple of years ago.
The new one.
Yeah. I think Wonder Woman was 2017, so it was last year.
Oh. And then I would also say we watched it this year and actually today, Elf.
Oh yeah, we do watch that one pretty much every Christmas.
It's a Wonderful Life.
That's a really good one.
Christmas Story.
We didn't watch Christmas Story this year.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, we
could. Yet. And we probably will watch, because Mommy got Christopher Robin.
Yeah, we're going to watch that tonight.
For Christmas, so we may watch that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Those are your favorites? Mm-hmm. All right, John Ezra. What you got? What was your favorite movie this year?
Favorite movie probably would have been like Village or Sixth Sense. I can't pronounce.
Okay. You got introduced to the M. Night Shyamalan movies this year, so.
The only reason it at first scared me, or at least because it's the first time I listened to it or watched it, I thought it actually would be scary. I kind of in my mind had it going of the dead people would be scary and but I kept forgetting.
Yes. Spoiler alert for Sixth Sense, so skip ahead 30 seconds or a minute if you haven't seen that movie.
Yeah. So when the guy, one of the main characters, not the boy but the man, finds out that he's dead too, I kind of liked it now that I'm thinking of it after I watch it, because it's not really all that scary. They look like completely normal people. Mm-hmm. But when I first watched it, I thought, oh, it's going to be actually really scary, but I had no idea what time frame it was, or what date it was made on. It was made later, so it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I
think the day after you watched that, I don't know if this is a spoiler alert or not, but Mom and Dad put all the drawers open or something.
Oh yeah, we did. Before you woke up in the morning, we opened up all the cabinets in the kitchen to make it look like, because there's a scene in the movie where the mom in the movie walks out of the kitchen, comes back 2 seconds later, and every drawer and cabinet is open, and you get the idea that an angry ghost did it. So we were doing it just to kind of freak out John.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was for, so I actually didn't know.
Well, you're fine. You don't have to watch Sixth Sense until
Yeah,
you're
I'm
ready.
never going to.
Okay.
Neither The Village, which no.
Someday you might. You might be interested someday. Okay. All right. So let's see. My favorite. I've seen a lot of movies this year. So I'm trying to think of what my favorite movie I watched this year. I'm going to go with one that is not one we watched for the podcast. And I'm trying to decide if it's going to be. I really liked Infinity War. I might go with Solo. Like I really liked the Solo movie. So I think I might go with Solo as my favorite one that I saw in the theater.
One other that I kind of forgot to say, I lost a tooth during watching it, so I just say that it's lucky, is National Treasure.
Oh, yeah, we did watch that one again.
Yeah, it's good.
A few weeks ago. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for our podcast on Aquaman. So thank you, John Ezra and Norah. Thank you for being on the show. Do you have anything you want to say to the people in the final days of 2018? Do you have any good messages or wishes for 2019?
Don't ever get too much stuff.
Don't ever get too much stuff.
Your room will get extremely messy is what case I have right now.
That's true. So after this, we're going to go clean your room, right? John, do you have any messages for all the people out there?
Find out if you stream on Twitch what it actually is called.
Whether you're a Twitcher or a Twitchy or a
Twitch stream. I think it's like Twitch streamer.
Twitcher? I think it's a Twitcher.
No, that's
All right.
it's a Twitcher.
Okay, we'll look it up.
I get a YouTuber, but it's not.
Okay, we'll look it up. We'll find out. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Our next episodes, we are going into 1989. So we finished off our 1988 movies with Die Hard last week. And we're going into 1989, and we're going to actually take a break for a week. So this first week of January, we will not have a show. That's just to kind of give everybody their break for the holidays, and then we'll come back in the second week of January, and we are going to be talking about Batman. So Batman 89 with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And then after that, for the rest of the month, we have some pretty big movies. We've got Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. We've got Lethal Weapon 2, and then the James Bond movie License to Kill, the last of the Timothy Dalton movies. And then if we are able to, we're going to fit in the movie Glass. If we get a chance to go see it, the third of the Unbreakable, Split, and Glass trilogy, we're going to try to see that movie if we can, if we've got time for it. In the meantime, if you want to reach us, you can go to 30podcast.com to our website. You can find us on Twitter at 30podcast. Our voicemail is 872-356-6843 if you want to leave us a message and just give us any feedback on the movies, or if you've got some movies coming up that you want to leave messages for, feel free to do that too. Won't bother us. It goes directly into the voicemail, so feel free to call that anytime you want and leave a message. Otherwise, thank you very much for listening throughout 2018 and for our 1988 movies, and then we will see you in a couple weeks for our 1989 movies. Hope you had a very nice holiday, that everybody has a very, very nice new year. Hope everything goes well for everybody in the new year ahead, and we will see you back here in a couple of weeks. So be excellent to each other and go watch some good movies.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.